Hello, everybody in TV land, Laura Victoria Ward, in TV land, in YouTube land, in Zoom land, all of us who are here together today or at another time. SoMATic Mat, a little bit more exercisey, slightly somatic class. I've been doing all of this stuff again with, I've said this before, with Perry Nickelston, who is a doctor of some kind, but he's really focused on lymph. He was a chiropractor, had a lot of autoimmune problems, and then started working all this lymphatic stuff and had really healed a lot of things that people said were impossible to heal. So it's something that I've been doing a lot of. All that tapping and rubbing and all that kind of stuff is very lymph oriented. So we're going to start there today. And I think we're actually just going to do face. So we're starting at our collarbones. He says everything should always start at the collarbones and either go down or go up. But this is the center because there are these lymph nodes here that are really important. So we're going to start up there and we're actually just going to tap. So I am going kind of above and a little bit below my collarbones. And I'm tapping kind of gently because I've been doing a fair amount of this work. So if I do too much too deep, I start to feel bruisey. So I'm going to go a little bit light. I said we were just going to go up, but I don't think that's true. I think we're just going to do the whole thing. So this is like this thing called the basic 6. So we're tapping lightly up there. We're going to add a few more things into it right here. Finger on either side, a little circle in each direction. So this is some of Donna Eden's energy medicine. I've seen other people do it, and ultimately it's been bastardized into the Laura Ward version. So yeah, that little indentation under your collarbones in here, clearing out that area. And then we're going to go up into just behind your ears, just underneath your jaw. And I'm going to do little circles starting up there, moving down towards my chin, maybe 2 or 3 times. Really, mine are pretty gentle today. Sometimes, and when I say gentle, gentle on me might be very not gentle on another body. So it's all relative. Going in, and while you're doing that, relax your tongue and relax your face. I feel like for me, if my body is moving on the inside and then moving on the outside at the same time, there's a much bigger release. Yeah, and then we're gonna let that go, just shake it out for a second. And then come into sort of armpit pec towards collarbone. And you could tap this again, but I'm kind of doing some tapping, some circling, just getting back and forth, inviting those lymph nodes to really open up. Same thing on the other side. Okay, I'm gonna mute you, Marie Christine, because I think I'm feeding back. Christine, sorry. I was yesterday with Marie Christine, and so now adding the extra name on just for you. And then coming down into kind of solar plexus area. And again, this can be tapping. Think of it sort of between your belly button and your xiphoid process. But that's probably our biggest lymph node in our body. And interestingly, and I just found this out, the left side of our body is much more responsible for lymphatic drainage. The right side, it just does like this upper quadrant area, but the left side is doing a lot more work, which helps explain one of the reasons why most of my injuries, most of the things that I had trouble with are on the left. And then we're going to go down to groin, and groin can be inside of your, here's the inguinal fold. You can go just above that. And I'm circling down and up, sort of between my ASIS, these 2 fronts of my hip bones, and my pubic region. I'm gonna give that a little bit of a hit. And as I'm doing that, I'm also gonna relax neck, jaw, and tongue. So I'm thinking of this whole freedom in my whole system down the central channel of my body. Then coming into the back of the knees. So getting right in behind the crease. And I'm actually just gonna bend and straighten my knees a little bit as I'm doing that. So I'm getting that inner body working at the same time as I'm working on the outside. You don't have to do it that way, but for me, it just is magical to have the inner and the outer working together. Good. And then shake that out. And we're just gonna have a little shaky dance, letting everything release. This is where the kitty comes in and says, oh, it's time to move together. It's a little bouncy, shaky dance. You can add some sound. You guys are muted, so feel free to make some noise, because also adding sound is going to relax the body on a different level, different vibrational level than when we're not making sound. Sort of waking up the whole kinesphere. You can shake it all around. Think of, as you're shaking out your arms, shaking your body, moving into the space around you, that you're kind of enlivening your energy body, enlivening your pattern of you and the awareness that's around you. Letting it all go. And then let's do this twisting horizontal plane. When we're in this horizontal plane looking from side to side, it's very much about, if we did it slow without so much arm movement, it's about taking in the environment and understanding on a deep nervous system level that we're safe. So we can let go of some of the protection we might be holding on. Oh, there's nothing going on around here. Everything's fine. Just taking that deeply into your nervous system. And then you can let this go a little bit more and kind of give yourself a hit. So for me, I'm actually hitting here on my, just around my hips. If you have super long arms, you might be able to get into your kidneys a little bit. You don't want to hit your kidneys too hard, but just giving them some awakening, awake awareness in the sensation in your body. And as I'm doing this, I am feeling all of this tension pattern in my glutes and rotators. So I'm just going to give that a little bit of work. So when I was studying movement analysis, I also studied connective tissue therapy. And the whole idea there was that everything's coming out from your sacroiliac. I mean, not everything, but as things move down your body, this is a big center of nerve endings, nerves coming out. So getting in there, and this tends to be a place that for most humans gets really tight and constricted. There's also a lot of connective tissue moving in down here. So if this was a little diamond shape between your bottom of your sacrum up to your PSIS, posterior superior iliac spine, and up here, we just want to awaken that place up. And then from there, we're going to move out towards greater trochanter. So out to the side, to the top of your leg. And then shake it, shake it, shake it. And the way to shake it, shake it, shake it is just to bend one knee and then the other. And as you're shaking, 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 think of relaxing your belly. So this is like, I'm not trying to hold it and keep it stable. I'm trying to mobilize it, get it moving. And then let's slow that down and just go for some more fluid movement in the body. So working with more fluid sort of wave patterns, you can free up the arms, free up your thoracic spine, rib cage, lungs, and heart. Free up down into your pelvis. And then we'll come back to our more sort of traditional exercisey beginning of inhaling, reaching out and up. Really feel all that enlivened space around you, and thinking of stretching into your fingertips and your feet. So the fascia in your body, the whole line from your feet up through the head, is getting longer and more spacious. Inhale, open, really reaching up, and exhale. I don't know if I've told you guys this once before, but I was teaching a bar burn class a long time ago at Equinox. And my brother came and took my class, and he's like a long distance runner. I see Saul needs the down. Let's take it down, shift from side to side. He is an ultra marathon runner and a swing dancer and all of these things. And I said to him afterwards, I'm like, well, how was that? How was the class? And he goes, oh, it was so hard. And I'm like, what was hard about it? And he goes, holding our arms up over our head. So for him, just this, because it's not a movement that he does much, was the hardest part, because we were doing tendus and dégagés with our arms up over our head. Saul knows what that is. Let's take this figure 8 pattern with the arms. Yeah, so it's very much, our bodies are a sort of move it or lose it situation. And the more differentiated movement we do, the more possibility for the nutrition of that movement to come in. So lots of different styles of movement are very healthy for both your body and your mind. Yeah, and as I'm doing this, I'm adding a kind of cat-cow. So I'm rounding and then arching. Then we're gonna get down and do the hamstring and lower back stretch in a second because I need it to. Just getting this arm pattern going. You can think of that as hand, collarbone, scapula, and then this whole fluid system of wave moving through your body. And from there, let's take it all the way down into a forward fold, shifting from side to side. Let it all drop and fall toward the floor. Any kind of tension in the lower back can either move down through your legs or through your upper body, melting away. And then take a little bit of time there, just fluid river of spine. Let it move in any way that feels good. Head to tail freedom, thinking of your head like a tadpole body and your spine, the tadpole tail. And just let that free up with some fluid movement, letting it go. Shifting around as necessary. And listening into your body. And then roll it up. Coming all the way up to the top. And let's sit down on the floor. I've got all my shiny things in the back where the sunlight seems to be like reflecting off that mirror behind me. That mirror used to be on our piano, but then we got rid of the piano because so many of the keys weren't playing anymore that it was more frustrating than joyful to play. And now we still have the mirror. Not quite sure what to do with it. Side stretch. Use your breath. Inhale, open. Exhale, sideways. And then circling the whole way around, taking it forward and then up. So when I say the whole way around, we're actually just doing the front, we're not doing the back, but we might get into that today. Circling around, inhale, open. Thinking of all the systems of your body working together coherently. So just inviting in the idea that everything is working in an organized manner in harmony. So like our lymphatic, our circulatory, respiratory, adrenal, all the things in conjunction with our bones and musculature and fascia. We're doing this show later today in Hudson. Like everybody that I've invited is like, nah, I can't come. It's not actually our show. It's a friend of mine who's doing this. Let's take a walk. It's this like interactive participatory thing, and like on like so she's kind of giving suggestions of what to do. Like, and it's very somatic. It's like one of the suggestions is walk, and I think this is a Thich Nhat Hanh thing, but walk on the earth as if each footfall is placing love into the earth. So like you're walking with love with each step, which I think is quite a beautiful thing to do and think about. And it's something I've never thought about. So it's like, you know, I do think a lot about the earth and like what it gives us and gravity and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so yeah, I will be walking, placing love into the earth with every step in Hudson later this afternoon. But I'm just getting these texts back from friends who are like, yeah, I can't go. And other people are like, it's too cold. I don't want to be outside. I'm too old to be outside in the cold. Like, okay, whatever. All right. We didn't do but other side of that, and we didn't switch legs, but we're not going to. Back of the hands towards each other. Inhale, spiral, serve the sandwich, open it up. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, open. Let's add a foot thing to this. I'm just going to move that so you can see my feet. Let's do flexing the feet. And then feet to the floor, open, serve the sandwich. Flexing back of the hands towards each other and the feet flex. Open it up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale. So we're kind of going internal here in the front of our bodies and then external as we open and spread. One more time each side. And then come in and hands behind you on the floor. Inhale, press it up, and exhale, take it down and back. Inhale up, exhale. Inhale up, exhale. Inhale up. Let's make this a little bit more exciting. When you come down to sit, let's take the arms out in front. Wiggle your fingers and then hands down. Inhale up and exhale. And I'm just contracting back. So I'm not trying to go down. I'm just rounding my spine. Arms off the floor. Inhale up, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale up and stay pulsing. Going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Head can drop back. Look at the ceiling. Look forward. Totally not counting anymore. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now take it back and go ahead and walk it into that forward fold. Letting you can do the flesh of your glutes, give them a pull out to the side and soften and melt. Surrender and let go. Breathe. Head, tail, really free and easy. Fluid spine. And then let's just circle our feet. Add the wrists as well. Change direction. And then shake that out. And I want to do this one exercise. And this is really this is with weights. So if you have light weights, get your weights. Yeah, my hair really is going for it this morning. And this is really to help in the rotator cuff. So this is very sort of just down. Think of really widening out. So you're wide through your collarbones and then up and down, going 1, 2, slow and easy, 3. Thinking of that humerus, upper arm bone, nicely nestled into the rotator cuff so that those muscles, bones, fascia, fluids are all working really nicely together. 5 more, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax and take it down. Free it all up again. Let it go. I'm gonna do one more thing here, and it's gonna be elbows into your sides and you're just opening out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then palms up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Palms this way one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I can feel that so much into the tissue all up through here. So this is like an injury that I'm working with, this rotator cuff thing that I've had, which is kind of migrated around to different areas in there that I'm feeling the sensation of. One thing that Perry Nickelston says is no part of your body ever gets injured alone or heals alone. Like there's all the systems working together for that. So just in a sort of spiritual moment. Let's invite our own inner healers to come online and be involved in this experience with us. So whatever's happening for you, whatever parts of you need some healing, just invite your own personal internal healer to be participating in all of this so that things can heal and don't get too stuck in your body. One of my friends I was hiking with, and he had broken his wrist a while ago, and he's left-handed. And he was telling me, like, he's like, yeah, I don't have much grip strength anymore, and I'm getting frozen shoulder, but I'm just kind of accepting that that's the way that my life is going. And I'm like, what? No. I'm like, let's get down the hill and we're going to work on your wrist. So we did. And he's like, oh my God, it's so much better. So I've worked on his wrist a couple of times, but the way that I usually work on something is by moving the thing and like holding the tissue. But I studied connective tissue therapy, and as a mover and a dancer, I've had a million injuries and I've been healed by a lot of different people. And 99% of the healing has been through non-Western practices. So Tui Na, really great way of working with things. The connective tissue therapy that I studied gave me a lot of a framework for thinking about it, but it wasn't quite the same as a lot of the manipulative therapies have been. So just knowing that for me, when I have an injury, if I can work from the inside and the outside at the same time, it's going to heal a lot quicker than if I just keep trying to push into it. So it's like, that's part of that idea of bringing the inner healer online, is that, okay, I'm going to work with this thing from the outside and from the inside. And then the other thing is to really give your body and your cells a sense of love, so that you're not like, oh, this stupid thing, why is it injured again? But you're like, okay, this is my darling arm that does so much for me. How can we work together to come to a more coherent, healed place? Anyway, that's what has been going online for me a lot, because like your cells understand how you feel about them. And if you're giving them a hard time, it's not helpful. All right. It's a little public service announcement for the cells in your own body. Let's take it onto our backs, and we're going to do big leg circles. Yeah, so I mean, whatever the inner dialogue, I'm just going to turn around so I have more space. Whatever the inner dialogue is, whether it's I'm to this, I'm to that, I'm to this, or, oh my God, my darling body, I'm so grateful to have you. Your body's taking it in. Circles as big or small as you want. Hands down by your sides. I'm doing exhale up and then inhale down, adding a point up and a flex down. Yeah, and I have to say the other thing, like, I'm always studying, I'm always taking classes, I'm always working on getting deeper, knowing more about the whole body mind experience. Shake it out, let it go, release, soften. Yeah, and so the people that I've been studying with of late have been Tim van der Vliet, who does breath work, and then following this Perry Nickelston, and then also my friend Michael Taft, who's a non-dual mindfulness teacher. We're going to change direction with these legs. So taking it down, circling out and up. These just do not feel half as good as going the other direction for me. So I'm going to slow it down a little bit more and just stay more present with what I'm doing. Yeah, feeling my femur head as it comes up. I'm doing this external rotation, rotate, 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 and then I let it come back to parallel to go down. So work with something. This is the internal external rotation in my legs. Yeah, work with something that feels good in the joint. And the bigger you go, the more you're probably going to want that external rotation as your legs are coming up. Just one more. And then shake it out. Make some noise. Let go. Whatever it is that you need to shake out, let it go, let it go, let it go. There was another movement analyst who, I think it might have been Janet Hamburg, but I'm not sure. I could be totally wrong about this, who had this exercise. I think she was doing it with seniors, and it was get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it. So it was like this flick out, like to get rid of, dispelling whatever they needed to get rid of. And I think those ideas of those images really work, like let go of whatever the stuff is. Shake it out, and let's take it back down onto the floor and just go with easy spirals. So the first set of spirals, you can keep your knees bent. Let this massage out your back. I'm really feeling the relationship of my arms into my back here as well. So I'm getting a nice spiral and thinking of that spiral even and especially happening between my rib cage and my pelvis. So I'm getting this movement in here, and my QL is getting this little extra bit, as well as my organs. And then if you feel like making it harder, you can straighten out your legs. And then open and close and just roll. As you're rolling, thinking of pouring yourself across the floor. You can slow it down or not. Massaging out your back, letting it go. So sometimes in really somatic practice places, or people are doing a lot of somatic practice, they don't like the idea of exercise that is like kind of mindless repetition. But I feel like if we keep our minds in the repetition, it's pretty great to do more specific exercises, especially when you can molest your cat at the same time. All right, let's take hands behind the head, elbow to knee, coming in, crossing, contralateral movement, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20. Relax for a second. Turn your head from side to side, relax your neck and jaw. Soften your eyeballs. So our eyeballs are like these big fluid-filled balls, mostly water. Let them become even juicier in your head. And as that's happening, let's free up the spine as well. So there could be a little bit like of a tail wag, head-tail connection as you're wiggling around. Freeing up the rib cage and lungs. And I just want to go through, when we were doing those leg circles, this is pretty much an upper to lower pattern. We're upper, lower. There's some opening and closing, but really the main thing is upper, lower. Then this is a twisting pattern. And then, which is, we're working that opposition. And then with the rolling pattern, we're doing body half, one side and then the other. And then when we come into this contralateral pattern, so this is how we're cycling through those developmental patterns of the body. And when we cycle through those patterns, it's like you're giving your nervous system this really nice 3-dimensional massage from the inside. So it should feel really good. Let's do another set of this contralateral. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and relax. And human bodies, as we, adult human bodies were made to do contralateral patterning. That's the most advanced for our nervous system. Let's come into a happy baby. Take it back down. Let your baby wiggle. Relax your neck, jaw, and tongue. Ugh. It's hard to be angry when you're in a droopy voice. So if you're ever feeling upset or having a fight with it's good if your partner also knows the droopy voice. Yeah, I have to say, it's a great diffuser. Me and Anthony use it all the time. Things are getting a little tense. And you start talking like droopy, then everything's okay. Really, try it. And let's flip over. Come on to your hands and knees. Circles, hands can go a little wider. Big circles, chest, lungs, heart. Letting the organs move around inside. And change direction. And then come in and hands right under your shoulders. You're going to sink down and push through. Sink and push. Sink and push. And let's try, let's play with this also, kind of internal, external rotation of the top of the arm. So I'm basically taking, if my hand was moving, it would be doing this, but I'm not moving my hand. I'm just letting my arms rotate in and out. And as I'm doing that, I'm really sliding my scapula up and down my back. Then I can kind of externally rotate, add an arch, and then internally rotate and add a curl. Externally rotate the arms, add an arch, chest coming forward, internally rotate, curl. Good, and then let that go. And let's come down. Let's come down into a forearm plank. We're gonna do forearm plank into side plank, forearm plank into side plank. So I did get a new vacuum cleaner. Yeah, I didn't get a Miele. Even the refurbished for $300. So I got like a Shark that was highly or recommended for $200. And I did the house, and it was like a whole cat of cat hair and dust and dirt, at least one or two of them for each floor. But I need to do it again. It's like, when you have pets, you really have to vacuum a lot. All right, reach it out, one knee to the floor at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Twisting underneath. 1. Cross your knee over and touch the floor. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Take your one hand, whichever one, hand towards your elbow, flip up onto your side plank. Let's do a big arm circle. Following your hand with your eyes, thinking of that humerus, the head of your upper arm bone, nestling into the rotator cuff. And as your arm is circling around, there's a nice gradated rotation in that rotator cuff. Pecs, lats coming along for the ride, rib cage, lungs, and heart. Let's flip it right over to the other side, skipping the forearm plank in the middle. Other side, circling one way. Use your breath. Dance with the space around you. Change direction. And then come back to your forearm plank. Pushing forward and backward, head forward, heels back. And take it down. Melt into the floor. Bend your knees, legs fall from side to side. Let your tail wag. And then let's go with regular Pilates swimming. So paddling away, opposite arm to leg. And relax, soften it, melt, wag your tail. Imagine moving from inside of your spine. So really fluid body, rippling, waving. You can change the waves also, so it's not just side side, but there's some up, down waving, big, small, down, up waving, different directions. Letting your body become more alive. So releasing spaces, the sort of interstitial spaces, the spaces in between, giving them a little more room so that things can pump through there. So a lot of our health requires almost like a vacuum. Like there has to be space for something to go into one place to go to the next place. Like we can't, if we keep packing it in, the house gets a little overstuffed. So we want to think like, that's why we start up here with those things to create space and movement so that that can pull in from the next place. So it's like vacuum cleaning the house. I don't know, it's all like a big cleaning reference, right? And the lymphatic is a detoxifier of the body. It's the main one. So just coming back to that lymph thing, which I just feel like is so much the ticket for everything. All right, I know what it is. This is what I want to do. We're going to go palms up in the back and then palms up in the front. And then this could start to lift. Wait, how does this go? Oh, there's a way that goes naturally. There we go. Oh, if that feels horrible, don't do it. And relax it, let it go. It's like the swan, like all of those, there's not certain things that I just think are kind of masochistic, but if you're really connected, it can feel okay. Let's push back into a child's pose. And in your child's pose, shift your butt from side to side. And the fact is that we're just not taught to listen into what is working in our bodies. Like it's not something that we're taught. We're taught to sit still, to behave, to do all the things that everybody else wants us to do, not to go, oh, what do I need right now? What does my animal body need to be like at optimal health? Sometimes we need to go in, sometimes we need to go out. Sometimes we need to be balancing those things. All right, coming up onto hands and knees. I'm gonna take my hands a little further forward and circle my hips. Breathing. And change direction. And then coming onto elbows and knees. One leg out behind you, kicking the ceiling up and down. Going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch it to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come back up to hands and knees. One leg out to the side. Make sure it's not going back on the diagonal, but it's really out to your side. You can shift your upper body slightly over, away from it, up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Coming in, we're going to stretch that out in a second. I want to come down onto our sides and do some battements up the side. So then we'll stretch it all out in a minute. Up and down. Let's go point up, flex down. No, flex up, point down. Going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Knee towards your shoulder. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last one like this, or in this position, internally rotate, toe down. Try to get that from the top of the hip. So it's this whole leg spiraling down. We're getting some internal rotation. It's not going to go high. Going 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, it could go high, but don't. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bend it. Take a quad stretch. You can bend the bottom knee so it's easy to balance. Take your knee back, heel into your butt or knee back, either one or both. Breathing into that. And then release. Let's just roll side to side for a second. Let that massage out your butt and your hips. We're going to get to the other side and we'll hip stretch in a minute. Rolling it around and flipping over onto your other side. kicking up and down, flex up, point down, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh no, I totally forgot my order. This way, I think, and then the stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Feel it all the way up. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Quad stretch. Breathe into it. Thinking of that tissue all the way down the front of the body through the leg. Especially if we sit a lot, that gets real tight. And then release. We're going to come onto our backs. Feet wide. Internally rotate one leg at a time. Breathing into it. And then cross the ankle over the knee, take it a little deeper if you want or not, really up to you. Let your body kind of move inside that space. So you're shifting around, listening in, trying out different possibilities. And then switch to the other side. Yeah, I hiked up again. I did Overlook Mountain again in the morning. And then we were in Hudson yesterday, me and Anthony with Marie Christine, for this thing that we're going to do. We were outside for, maybe from 2 to 3:30, and kind of, standing in place, talking most of the time, talking through what we're going to do today. Happy baby. So I spent a lot of time outside yesterday, and it was cold up here. Like there was frost on my car when I got up to go up the mountain. And when we got to the top of the mountain, still frost in like the grasses and stuff. It was cool. And then open it up side to side, roll from side to side, let that massage out your back. So if I have my legs up higher, it's going to work a different part than if I kind of lower them down. So play around with the location of your legs to see which part of your back you're rolling across. You can also do this with bent knees. Either way, it's fine, whatever feels good to you. And then let's roll back and forth, rounding through your spine, massaging through your back. And then come up. And before we do, there's the cat. He's got these little mice. Like the only toy that he really likes that much are these mice that we get at the grocery store. But I'll show you. This one has a cord on him, like we've tied, because he likes to play with the string more than with the mouse. But he's got like 5 or 6 of these. And usually at night, like I go to bed, and sometimes he comes with me, or I bring him up or whatever. We start to go to sleep, and then he leaves the room, goes downstairs, and brings up a mouse and comes up bugling like, "Meow, meow, meow," like, "I've got a mouse." Well, some nights he brings more than one. So like I woke up this morning and there's 2 of them in there. Like, then there's a cat outside who's also bringing mice near my car, and the real mice. I think I prefer, I know it's disgusting. Feeling the love. I wanted to do a little set of push-ups, and then we'll do hip stretches, and then we'll be done. So I'm going to do knee drop and a push-up. My push-ups are probably going to suck, but no judgment. Whatever happens is great. I'm going to do a push-up, a knee drop, and then a regular push-up. Going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They weren't that bad. My hands were really wide. Yeah. And then let's come on to just a quick roll across glutes. I need it. Massaging out your hips. And then ankle to knee pose for hip stretch. If you can only do one leg, that's fine, or two legs, either way. Oh, hello. Taking it down, softening, just breathing into it. Let your breath go really deep. Imagine in deep cellular breathing. Your cells do breathe. So breathing with your cells. He also likes to run, like I throw them for him. In the beginning, back when he was a young laddie, he would bring them back, he would fetch, but now he's like, he doesn't fetch. And sometimes, see, he's more interested in playing with the string than, here's the mouse, here's the string. The string end is more fascinating. Take it down, other side, let it go. Just in case you think my cat gets no exercise ever. Take it down. And then come up and slide your feet underneath you, take your butt up to the ceiling, shift from side to side, let it go. Bend one knee, bend the other. And then slowly roll it up. Coming all the way up to the top. And inhale, open, feel the space around you. Feel into your body, soften the arms down. Let the shoulders and neck and jaw become very easy. Inhale, lift and open. And exhale, soft and gentle, landing in the earth with your gentle touch. Inhale, lift. And exhale, let it go, dropping it down. And I am going to finish recording. If anybody made it through, yay, good job. And please like and subscribe. It matters. Why? I don't know, but it does.